Hey there YouTube, it's Bobby aka Paginator, and I'm here today with the Hamilton book tag. So this was originally created by Maureen Keevy, and I will link her channel in the space below if you want to find her original tag video, and it was made quite a few years ago, and it's not like a trending tag right now or anything. It's just something I wanted to do just for fun. So a couple of things, just so you know, I'm only going to be pulling books that I have here in my home library. Any books that are in my classroom library, they're not going to count. And that way I'll be able to hold up every book that I speak about. And also, because this is a Hamilton book tag and Hamilton is a musical, there is a chance that I might burst into song during this video. I'm really sorry. But we're going to dive right in. There are 16 prompts in this tag, and I will probably put all the prompts down in the space below as well, because people seem to like that when we do a tag. So here we go. Number 1, The Room Where It Happened. The Room Where It Happened. This is a book world you would put yourself in. So I chose Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, so the world is Wonderland, where Alice was and where she had her adventures, and I am such a weird, warped person that I feel like that would be a really fun place to be. Prompt number 2 is inspired by the song The Schuyler Sisters. Can I just tell you, okay, so 2 of the Schuyler sisters are Angelica and Eliza, and in the song it goes, Angelica, Eliza. And there's a group of students that I have that have 2 children with those names, and every time they walk into my room, I start singing that song in my head. It's a little bit nuts. But the prompt today is an underrated female character. So I chose the book Rules for Being a Girl by Candace Bushnell and Katie Cotugno. This is a feminist high school book about a girl who is inappropriately treated by a male teacher and what she does about it. The underrated female character is Miss Klein. She is a teacher in the school who provides a safe space for girls as well as anyone else who's interested in talking about issues to do with gender, and they form a feminist book club. And yes, I am shamelessly using this to plug good teachers. Sometimes they go out of their way to do extra things that they don't need to do to help kids, and this teacher is an awesome example of that. Prompt number 3 is My Shot. Don't sing it, don't sing it. This is a character that goes after what they want and doesn't let anything stop them. So I actually kind of cheated a little bit. There's 2 characters in one book. These Violent Delights, we have Roma and Juliet. Yes, this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in 1920s Shanghai. And both of these characters are set to inherit or take over, I guess, their family's street gangs. And they definitely go after what they want. For sure. Alright, number 4 is inspired by You'll Be Back. I love that song, You'll Be Back, in the musical, but okay, we're not going to spend time talking about that. So the prompt is Sassiest Villain, and my brain immediately went, Darkling, but I don't have that book here. So, as another choice, Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. Sassy, snarky, all those words make me immediately think of Jay Kristoff and his writing. And the Nevernight series, kind of all the characters have some sass. Even the narrator has sass and like gives us little snarky comments and footnotes and stuff. And the villain in here, I can't even tell you the name of the villain because it'll spoil some things, but the villain is sometimes very bright and very cheerful, but other times is cold and calculated and can be sassy. And most of the sassiness just comes from the book in general because it is a very sassy toned series. Number 5 is Nonstop, a series you marathoned, and that would be the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare. I tend to do this with the trilogies as they come out. I haven't read Chain of Gold yet for that reason. I kind of tend to wait for the series to like completely come out because I have this problem with Cassie Clare books where, like, say for example, if I had read Clockwork Angel when it first came out, I would be like shaking waiting for the next book and couldn't handle life. So I tend to just marathon these series. Number 6, satisfied. This is your favorite book with multiple POVs. And for this one, I chose Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I was super lucky to get to meet her when this book was released, and so this one is autographed by her to me. Very fun. She's super sweet, by the way. This is two narrators, Jace and Cassie, and they are literally handcuffed together in a hate-to-love trope that is absolutely bloody fantastic. Number 7, Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story? This is a book or series that will be remembered throughout history. And for this one, I pulled a book that maybe I don't like as much as I did when it first came out. And maybe I hated the movie adaptations. And maybe I'm kind of soured on it now. But there's no arguing that this book and series has a legacy. And that is Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. This is the original copy that I first read. And then I put it in my classroom library. And it has been well used. I had to retire this copy and get a new copy for the classroom library because this one was just kind of on its last legs. I need to do the same thing with my copy of Ready Player One because it's just about had it. Twilight side note before moving on to the next prompt. The correct answer, if you're wondering between Team Jacob and Team Edward, is Team Jacob. I will argue you into the ground on that one. Moving on. Number 8 is Helpless. A relationship you were rooting for from the start. And for that one, I picked Serpent and Dove, Lou and Reed. I was immediately shipping them as soon as they were kind of even introduced to each other. And just so into their story. The series, of course, continued this past year with Blood and Honey. Very big fan of this series. I don't recommend it for middle schoolers, though. Recently, I found out that some of my middle schoolers have stumbled upon this channel and are now blabbing to other students. I'm like, not cool. We don't go telling other people's stuff around here. But anyway, if you are a middle schooler and you're looking for a good series, maybe wait on this one till high school. Pick something else. This is a magical thing, so if you're looking for something magical, go read Harry Potter like Miss Page has told you to do about 100 times. The next prompt is 10 Dual Commandments, a favorite fight scene. There were quite a few choices for this one, but I picked Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. This book is part Wonder Woman, part Vikings, and there are lots of great battle scenes, and our main character wields an axe, which is pretty awesome for a girl. I thought so too. Number 10 is Say No to This, a guilty pleasure read. For sure, that is the House of Night series, which starts with this book, Marked. This is by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. This is a vampire series that started off kind of towing the line between what was okay for middle school and not, and then about 20 pages in, I was like, whoa, 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 nope, 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 nope. So I originally had labeled it Return to Miss Page to put in my classroom library, and then after I read it, or like I said, 20 pages in, I was like, nope, 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 nope. No. But I have read the entire series. It is a guilty pleasure read for me. Like, when the new books would come out, I'd order one and spend a Saturday reading it and just be like, oh, yay. Vampires. Number 11 is What Comes Next, a series you wish had more books. And that was an easy pick, the Lady Janie series. This one is obviously My Plain Jane. We also have My Lady Jane and My Calamity Jane. They are going to be writing some new ones, but are not Jane books. They're going to be Mary. So the first one's going to be inspired by Mary, Queen of Scots, and I have an early review copy, and I'm so flippin' excited. Like, I wish my grad school homework would just kind of go away so I could just sit down and read it. Number 12, Right Hand Man, favorite bro TP. This one is cheating a little bit because the two boys are also romantically linked, but we have Seth and Nick in The Extraordinaries by T.J. Klune. This is a superhero story about Nick, our main character, who desperately wants to be some kind of superhero, and Seth, his best friend slash wants to be his boyfriend, and they just have a really solid there for you friendship, which is fantastic. So even if they weren't romantically linked, it would still be a great bro TP. Number 13 is What I'd Miss, a book or series you relate to reading. And for that, it would be Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I don't know why it took me so long to read it. The first book was bloody fantastic, and I immediately ordered the other two in the series so that I could continue finding out what happens to the characters. This is kind of a spin on like a corrupt Las Vegas setting with also some paranormal / weird stuff going on. And that's all I better tell you about it, but go read it. Number 14, Stay Alive, a character you wish was still alive. We have Harry Potter number 5 here, and who dies at the end of this one? If you don't know, plug your ears for about 5 seconds. Sirius Black. I didn't want him to die. I understand plot-wise why and stuff, because Harry needs to learn to stand on his own feet, but I didn't want that character to die. If you were plugging your ears, you're okay now. But yeah, isn't that a beautiful cover, by the way? Number 15, Burn, the most heartbreaking end to a relationship. This one was hard for me because I was like, okay, how am I going to pick this and not spoil something? And I thought, well, let's pick a book that has a spoiler right in the title. They both die at the end by Adam Silvera. Our two main characters are boys who are living their last day on Earth, and they know this because the world has advanced to the point where you get a phone call in the morning of your last day so that you know you're going to die that day. And these two boys find each other and spend their last day together, only to, of course, both die at the end. And even though I knew it was coming, I was so upset when they both died. I was like, it was sad. My dad was making fun of me because I was at his house while I was reading this, and he's like, why are you bothering to read this book? You know exactly what's going to happen. But I read it anyway. And our last prompt is the Reynolds Pamphlet, a book with a twist you didn't see coming. This book that I'm choosing, I literally finished reading last night at about 11:30. This is Cold Falling White by G.S. Prendergast. This is the sequel to Zero Repeat Forever. And there was originally going to be a third book in the series, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get it. Even though the ending of this is like massive cliffhanger, like serious, I'm kind of upset about this. But anyway, we'll blame that on my cousin who talked me into reading the series. But this book has serious plot twists in it. The whole series, starting with Zero Repeat Forever, is about a girl who is living in a summer camp, and she and the friends that are there are kind of trying to just survive because these aliens, which are called Nox, N-A-H-X, have invaded the Earth and are killing a whole lot of people. And so Raven is our main character, and she takes turns telling the story. The other character is Eighth, and he later becomes August when he's given kind of a new name. Eighth is one of the Nox, and these two characters come together in kind of a unusual way and form a relationship. And the other things I can't tell you because they're all plot twists and spoilers, but just trust me, this one, 566 pages long, full of plot twists and things that I was some were predictions from when I read the first book, and some were like, what the crap, where did that come from? So plenty of plot twists in this one. And that brings us to the end of the Hamilton book tag. So now I just want to go watch Hamilton, but I have grad school homework to do, so I better not. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.